All right. So, what 9/11 means to me and how it affected me. I was a senior in high school, September 11th, 2001, when the Twin Towers got hit, obviously. I remember that morning. I was on my way to school, like a good student. But I met some of my not so good student friends on the way out of my apartment, out of Gavilan Plaza in Salinas, California. Started smoking weed with them, and I was higher than an eagle's nutsack before I started going to school. Got to school, high as fuck. And my first period was AP Government slash Econ. My teacher at that point was actually Mr. O'Hagan. And I didn't know it at the time, but I figured this out later, but he was a lieutenant. He was an airborne infantry lieutenant during Vietnam. And later on in my life, I was an airborne infantry paratrooper. Came up from private all the way to staff sergeant. But I didn't know it at the time. And yeah, that was the teacher of my class in high school. So yeah, I'm high as a fucking kite. Get to school, and someone tells me, just straight face, dude, the Twin Towers got hit. I'm so high, my reaction is like, what are the Twin Towers? No idea what it is, what's going on, none of that shit. So I sit in class pretending like I'm normal. About 10-15 minutes after that, our teacher, Mr. O'Hagan, finally gets CNN.com working on our rollaway TV and VCR setup for our high school class. And I see the Twin Towers on fire. And shit got real quick. So that's all one. How that changed my life, within a week, I would say, I was at the recruiter office trying to sign up for the Army. I originally wanted to join the Marines, but talked to the Marines. The Marine recruiter was like this fucking mechanic that spoke broken English. And now right across the street was the Army, and there was a guy there. I was captain of the football team. He was captain of the football team. He was captain of the wrestling team. I was captain of the wrestling team. More of my speed, so he brought me over to the dark side and made me join the Army. But yeah, within the week, I was ready to sign up. I took their little fake ASVAB test, which is the entrance exam for the Army, like SAT, but not as hard. Scored out the fucking roof, out the wall, whatever. Good enough to join the Army, obviously. Most jobs in the Army I could have with my score. They're asking me questions. They're like, "Can you pass a drug test?" I'm like, "No." so, so I had to wait. Like, all right, hey, you're good, but come back in 60 days, and we'll give you our own internal test before we take over to MEPS, which is how the recruiters get you into the military. So I wait 60 days, may give plus or minus a couple of days. November 20th, 2001 is when the stars lined up, and I went to the MEP station and I signed my contract. That is the first time I raised my right hand and said, I promise to fucking obey the officers above me and the Constitution and the whole fucking jazz. November 20th, 2001. 2 months plus a few days after September 11, 2001, which is, like I said, things come in threes. That was the first one. Fast forward, lots of shit happened, obviously. September 11th, 2002. I left for basic training August 5th of 2002. September 11th, smack dab in the middle. That day, I get when I was going through basic training, you don't get much phone time. You get to call home here and there, not a lot. Oh my god, that's disgusting. It's too much tequila. Okay, so you get to call home here and there, not a lot. I got a Red Cross message. At that point in my life, I had no idea what a Red Cross message means, but I assumed it was something bad. And the Red Cross message was wrong. It said something along the lines of, Roberto, your brother died. And so I get it. I don't know what it is. But my drill sergeant tells me, hey, you got a Red Cross message. This is what it is. Go use the phone. And this is '02. It's no cell phone. It's all pay phones. And it's all fucking phone AT&T phone cards. Shout out to AT&T. Um, it's all phone cards. So I go and I call my house. I still remember the phone number for my home record for my mom's, and when she lived in Gavilan Plaza, and it went straight to like dee 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 dee, like the phone number no longer existed. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I didn't know it at the time, but apparently my mom bought a fucking house while I was at basic training, and she moved to a different zip code, so you couldn't keep that phone number. So then I didn't even really think about it. I'm like, okay, what other phone numbers do I know? And my dad's brother, my dad's name Jaime, his dad, my tío Beto. So I called his house, and I remember that phone number. Still to this day, I remember that phone number. But I call it, and my cousin Danny answers. And he's like, hello, hey, it's Ivan. Who's this? Oh, it's Danny. And I'm like, oh hey, it's Ivan. I got this weird message that somebody died, but it's kind of unclear. And my mom didn't answer. I'm just trying to figure it out. And my cousin replies like, yeah, crazy. My dad died. I'm like, what? Yeah, my dad died. His name is Heriberto, and somehow they put Robert or some. I don't even know what they put. They put like Robert or something on the line. And even now thinking about it, it's a little crazy. Um, Heriberto is his full name, and I remember growing up, my dad's a loving dad. He only cares about this and that, but he had his demons. Nah, like he'd give me $5 and fucking an hour later ask me for $10 to buy drugs. Um, and my dad was not actually, he was not the ideal role model. He loved us, but he never had the support growing up that I did or anyone else did. That grew up in this country. So he did the best he could, but I think he always felt like a failure. Um, and all growing up, like there was times that my dad was in and out of jail, did not provide as a man. But my tío Beto, Heriberto, his full name, but we call him tío Beto. He always did, and I saw that. And whenever my dad was locked up, or the times he got kicked out of the country before he has to get a fucking coyote and come back into the country, my tío Beto was, I guess it was the closest thing to a father figure I had. And I remember that day, like my cousin Danny told me, I had the phone. It was a pay phone, so I had a pay phone to my ear. I slid down back against the wall, and I fucking bawled. Like I cried. Like a child. And that was the last time I cried as a child. I get sentimental about it now. And I've cried about things since then. But that was the last time I was a child. Like I fucking cried because my grandpa, his dad, my dad's dad, died a couple weeks after that. Maybe 3 weeks after that. And I remember being upset about it and asking if I could go home. Like, hey, you go home, you're gonna have to get recycled and start all this shit over again. Um, but yeah, my uncle dying. That's the last time I cried uncontrollably, like like a fucking child, like snot coming out my nose, can't gather a thought, anything. But fuck it, that was that was irrelevant to what happened the year before. But for me, it's the important day, and that day, well, that 3 4 month cycle, I was training to go to war. I remember when I got to basic training in August. There was there was another formation, another group of soldiers running by us, and they're doing army cadence. So you hear the one guy saying 1 2 3 4, and then the group of 55 saying 1 2 3 4. Fuck! I'm losing my train of thought. 1 2 3, and they say train to kill. 1 2 3 4, kill. We will. Yo, train to kill, kill we will. And at that point, I'm like, those guys are fucking psychopaths. Like, what the fuck is going on there? A couple of weeks later, guess what? I'm yelling that. I'm the psychopath. I am being trained to kill. That is what I volunteered for. I volunteered. The way they got me in is like, hey, airborne infantry. I was like, what the fuck is that? You get to jump out of planes and kill people. Plus, we'll give you a $9,000 signing bonus. I'm like, sign me up, cuz. It's all me. Because fucking 17-year-old Mexico machismo, fuck yeah, I want to kill people. Especially after the Twin Towers. Yep. So that gets me through September 11th, 01, September 11th, 02. Like I said, things come in three. September 11th, 03. Obviously, I finished my basic training. I finished my advanced individual training, which is infantry. I finished my airborne training. That's where they taught me how to jump out of planes. I go to my unit January 03. I get trained up on the weapon systems and the small arm tactics. Whole nine, when I got to my unit, they had just got back from Afghanistan in 02, and they started training me because we might go to war again, and sure enough, we fucking did. August 2001 to August 2003, we're at war. My first time at war. Half the people I've been with already been to war. They didn't see much in Afghanistan in 02, but they still been there, done that. So September 1103, I'm attached to a Delta Company 1505. We're heavy weapons. What that means, we have the Mark 19, which is an automatic grenade launcher. We have the 50 cal that shoots bullets that are about this big. It's sniper bullets. It's big fucking bullets, but it's a machine gun, butterfly trigger, 2 handles. You push down with your fingers like this, and it just fucking shoots. It'll annihilate some shit. Um, so there's we're attached to Alpha Company Commander as heavy weapons, and he decides, hey, let's just go drive around and find some shit. So we do that. We're driving down the freeway near Fallujah, Fallujah, Iraq, 2003. And our lead element, I'm in the back. I'm the second to last Humvee in this trail of maybe maybe about 20 Humvees. So like I said, I'm towards the back. Then we're not on the road. We're about 50 meters off the road in the fucking desert in the sand, and we have night vision goggles. And someone sees a pickup truck with a bunch of AK-47s driving past us on the road. They see it. They call it over the radio. It's like, hey, we just had a pickup. It looks like military age males. armed, dangerous. Yeah, that's what we saw. That they call that over the radio, and then that pickup stops past our lead element, past like the first Humvee, because maybe they saw something we don't know. Turns around, starts coming back. Our lead element, the first Humvee, what they do on our rifles, we have several things on our rifles. They're M4 carbines. They're not even rifles, they're carbines, but whatever. It's the same fucking shit. It's a rifle for you fucking novices. Um, so on the rifles, on top of it, we have a sight. Typically an M68. It's just a little red dot, so you can see what you're shooting at. That's one of them. On the right hand side of it, it's a Pac 4 or PQ2, depending on what weapon you had, and that shoots a. You're supposed to zero it to know what you're shooting at, but when you push the button on the side of it, it'll shoot a laser. So if you have your night vision goggles on, night vision goggles will attach to your helmet. You flip that down. So if you push the button on the side, that'll shoot a laser that you can see with night vision goggles, and that'll tell you where your bullet will be generally going at night. And then on the other side of it, we have a Surefire. That Surefire, it's basically a police flashlight. Super fucking bright, obviously. So, as the pickup turns around, it comes to our lead element. One of them turns on the Surefire. And it starts screaming at them in English. We're in fucking Iraq. They don't understand English. So, they, from the road, start shooting at our lead element. They return fire. Our lead element returns fire, plus the first couple of Humvees in the front. In the background, about 100 meters further in the desert, there's a hospital there. We did not know it was a hospital at the time. Why? Because our commander did not bother to do an area reconnaissance about what friendlies or enemies were in the area. He's like, hey, we're big badass Americans. Let's just go out and see what the fuck we find. And Jordanians are allies, in case you didn't know. So at that point, they think they're getting shot at. So in their lead element, they're taking bullets from the left and the right. And the people up there, all they have is their rifles, maybe a 203, maybe some small machine guns. They have nothing big. At that point, the first time, my biggest fear about the first time I ever got shot at before it happened was, am I gonna be a fucking bitch? And I wasn't. Like, that happened. I was like, what the fuck's going on? We have the heavies, My Humvee has a fucking automatic grenade launcher. Do. Everything fucking within 5 meters is dead. 25 meters wounded. And I'm the driver of that Humvee at that point. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? They gotta call the heavies up. They gotta get us up there. It takes what I feel like for fucking ever. But the Alpha comes to command. The 5 comes over the horn, the radio. Get the heavies up here. Get the heavies up here. So we, like I said, we're not on the road. We're in the fucking desert. So we take a left. We get on the hardball, and we haul ass forward to the lead element. And as soon as we get there, my platoon sergeant engage right. That's the Jordanian hospital, because they were shooting at us, and we did not know they were friendly at the time. All we knew at the time is someone that shooting at us from that building, kill them. And so we're there first. The 50 cal's right behind us, 50 cal machine gun. Humvee with the 50 cal machine gun. So we're shooting, and my platoon sergeant is trying to get us into spot of where we're supposed to be. And as the driver, I have my night vision goggles, and this, to me, it looks like fucking Star Wars. And the fucked up part is, I didn't even know this at the time, but tracers are bullets that have like a little fire to them. And then machine guns is one every four bullets. So for every tracer you see, there's four bullets that you did not see. And I'm seeing bullets fly between us. Between me and my platoon, it's just 70, maybe anywhere from 40 to 70 yards away. You here, that way. He's telling me where to put the Humvee, and I'm doing it to the best of my, like, I get there. As soon as I get there, the guy in the turret and the hole on top of the Humvee. That's my gunner, who was actually the best man at my wedding. He's shooting the Mark 19 at the fucking building. Grenades. He's shooting grenades at these motherfuckers that are shooting at us. I put the Humvee in position. I get out and I start shooting. Just just shooting to the building. Discriminately, if that's the right word. Just, I wasn't really pointing at anything because there was nothing specific to point at. I was just like, hey, your rounds down range, because the first thing we're gonna do is gain fire superiority. Yeah, our dick is bigger than you, or we have more bullets than you. To be politically correct, whatever the fuck. And then they hear, hey, Romero, I need more ammo. And I'm like, oh fuck, that's my primary responsibility. As the driver of the Humvee, I have to drive the Humvee. I'm the assistant gunner, meaning when he runs out of ammo, I gotta put more fucking grenades on the roof so he could reload the Mark 19 and keep shooting fucking grenades at those cocksuckers. So I hear that, and I continue to engage, and I prep the next ones. I prep like the next 3 cans, because it comes with about 40. It's either 48 or 32 grenades per can of ammo, and we had both. But you kind of alternating getting through. But I'm still like kind of picking my targets, shooting. Now here's the thing: my night vision goggles, what those do, they whatever light there is, it amplifies it. So if there's like a street light or really bright light, excuse me, drowns you out. There's too much light, so you can't see shit. And it took it was less than 5 minutes. In less than 5 minutes, we gained fire superiority. And they weren't really shooting at us anymore. But we're told to continue to engage. And at one point, I have my night vision goggles. And my gunner on the Mark 19, there's a thermal sight on it. And thermal sight, it's kind of like, if you ever watched The Predator, it's kind of like that. You like, there's a sight like this, and you lean forward into it, and then it shows you what's in front of you. But instead of amplifying light, what that does, it looks for heat signatures. So body heat, tanks, Humvees, whatever, it'll show you what's hot. It'll be white hot. And at one point, my gunner, he goes, top right of the building, now. And I have night vision goggles, top right of the building, there's a light there. I'm drawn out. But I just kind of go there, I go to general area, I push on this side is my Pac 4 laser, my fucking laser Star Wars shit. I push it, top right of the building, and I squeeze the trigger. And my gunner goes, holy fucking shit. I just saw that dude's brains blood at the back of his fucking head. Holy shit. And like I said, I have night vision goggles, so I have two things over my eyes. And I feel it even then, even now thinking about it. I'm smiling. Yeah, I got someone. But my eyes, I was fucking terrified. I was like, holy fuck, I just killed a human being. First time I killed a human being. September 11th, 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 2003. 20 And we didn't know it at the time, but they shoot at us, we shoot back. If the Alpha Company commander had done a proper areas recon, we would have known there was felonies in the area, but we didn't know. So that guy killed innocent person, not innocent ally. It was a fucking ally from the Jordanian army. Don't know his name. Don't know anything about him. Saw a picture of him. Because after we did that, Alpha Company went in and went door to door, took pictures of everything, everyone. But yeah, things come in threes, and that person did not deserve to die. I shot him because he shot at us. But that never should have happened if someone had done their fucking job. Instead of areas recon of what's in the area. But if I hadn't shot him, he could have shot one of us. It's a fucking dilemma. That I still battle with to this day. Fucking September 11, 2019. But September 11, 2001, got me to join the army because of what happened. September 11, 02, reaffirmed it. And that was the last time I cried as a child. I don't know if I became a man after that, but I have never cried like that after that, after losing such important people in my life. And September 11, 2003, I killed someone for the first time that did not deserve to die. I've killed more people since then. Don't really feel bad about it. But that first time always sticks with you. Fuck, dude, things come in three.